Am I the asshole for not agreeing to buy my partner a car? I, 19M. I'm a university student and my partner, 20M, is working. A little backstory is my partner is a huge car nerd and loves to tinker with them with lower suspensions, remapping and body kits. I am not very into cars and has a very nice car, but I am not into cars and do not own one, but I am taking driving lessons and will want to get a car eventually. So, onto the story. I get a student loan in September that is to go towards my studies, textbooks, clothes, food, transport, and also to fund anything I need, which is why it is a loan in my name. I have already discussed the money with my partner because I'm not one to keep someone in the dark about my finances, especially since I am living with them and we share the same bed. We agreed that I would put half of my loans away towards a surgery that I have been saving for a long time, which is just shy of £5,000. This would be half of each of my loan payments and I would be saved up by mid-July, 2024. I have a date scheduled for the surgery and I am now saving towards it. Last night my partner saw a car they really liked and suggested I get it for myself as I don't have a car and am actively learning to drive. It was £1,000, which isn't bad, but as I'm not a driver yet, and when I get my license, my insurance will be high due to being a new driver, it isn't affordable for me. I said it wasn't my thing but thanked them for looking anyways. They continued to show me what the car looked like and give me a lot of details about how it runs and so on. I said I still wasn't interested but thanked them again. Today we were doing our own things when they turned around to me and said, "Do you think I could use the money from your surgery fund to get that car for myself and pay you back monthly?" When they said I felt my blood boil and my heart sink, I truly mean it. I kept my cool and repeated the question back to them while stalling for an answer. I am quite the pushover, it's not like me to say no, but for a change, I did as my therapist instructed. I said, "No, that money is going towards my surgery and you know that. Moreover, that loan is for me and me alone. If you want to buy a car, save your wages and you'll get it in no time." With that the room fell silent and I felt tension build, so much so that I started sweating. Then they let out this long, heavy sigh and said, "But you'll have the money by the middle of July. What's the big deal?" And #X200B. I saw red and felt my stomach turn into knots as I tried not to get angry over it. I attempted to stand my ground again and said no, and since then, they have been in an awful mood with me and I feel like I'm being selfish by not helping them, but I paid for modifications for the car they already have and I just don't understand why they need another one when they have a perfectly fine one sat on the drive. So, am I the asshole for not agreeing to buy my partner a car? Update. First of all, thank you for all the comments, but a few things to clear up. I am very comfortable in my relationship with my partner and I may have worded it strangely due to being highly autistic, so maybe I made them sound like an awful person, but they're wonderful. It is a cosmetic surgery, but for me it is life-saving as it allows me to live more comfortably in my body. I won't go into any more details. We share our financial information with each other so that we know if the other needs help. It's not just to compare how much we have. It's so I can see if we can afford something, aka, if they want to go somewhere, they have to cover the cost without needing me to chip in and vice versa. I wouldn't ask them to pay for me to go ice skating, so they shouldn't ask me to pay for fuel to go to a car show. And those who have given non-judgmental advice, not dragged my partner through the dirt, a huge thank you to you guys, I really appreciate it. Now the update. After I posted this I let it sit for about an hour before I read any comments, and I took a little bit of reasoning from one user who said along the lines of, "You will be paying it back for the rest of your working life, not them." And so I said that directly to them and they backed down from the idea and apologized for not thinking rationally about it. They have put the idea on the back burner as it's not fair for me to pay out for something I'm not going to have for myself with this money, and so they are saving 50% of their wages to save for the car, as per some comments suggested. Thank you again to everyone who helped and replied, and I apologize again if I made them come across like a demon. I promise they're not, I'm just awful at communicating through texts. See. Absolutely not the asshole. They want to blow your surgery fund on a new toy. They are being manipulative and also very immature concerning your health. Not the asshole. Particularly as it's your student loan. That student loan is probably going to be coming out of your paycheck for the entirety of your adult life. It is absolutely your money and should be spent on things that are necessary for you and your learning. Not a frivolous purchase for your partner. Not the asshole. This is horrible of your partner and very manipulative and toxic. He has a want and couldn't convince you to buy it one way, so now he's trying another. Over a surgery. He needs to do exactly what you said. This is highly toxic behavior. Not the asshole. Your money, your decision. Period. Not the asshole. He can get a bank loan if he doesn't have the money. Am I the asshole for taking my daughter to Disneyland? I kinda already think I'm not, but my family is convincing me I am. I, 28F. Went on a vacation with my daughter, 5F, and my husband, 29M. As a last vacation before we're a family of 4. I'm 7 months pregnant and we wanted to spend time with our daughter before her brother was born. When I was around 13, me, my mom, my dad and my little brother went on a Disneyland vacation. It was fun and all until my dad left his phone in the hotel and they wouldn't give us it back. He had to get a new one and my mom and dad were so upset that we never went back. I thought this was irrational since it was my mom's favorite place. We went at least once a year growing up. After that whole ordeal my mom hated it. So when me and my husband wanted to go on a before baby arrives vacation, we decide to go to Disneyland for around 3 days. My daughter loves the princesses and the idea of magic, so when we told her she was overjoyed. I told my mom when we were at lunch together that we were going in a trip. When I told her it was Disneyland she was enraged. I was extremely confused because I thought she forgot about it honestly. She called me a backstabber and just really rude words. She stormed out of the restaurant and I paid and left a few minutes later. A few hours later my dad called me and screamed at me that, this family doesn't go to Disney. If you weren't such a spoiled little B-word, you would understand that. I was shocked. It was my money I was spending and I thought everyone was over it. My mom texted me a long paragraph about how she would go no contact and wouldn't be my mother anymore if I still went. The trip was fully paid for, so I responded, okay, I guess you only have a son now. And blocked her. I've gotten at least 60 calls from family and a few texts telling me I'm wrong. We still went and got back yesterday. We all had a blast and my daughter rode her first big girl coaster. She loved every minute of it, so in my opinion it was all worth it. So, am I the asshole? Edit 1. Whoa, posted this around 2 hours ago and have gotten a lot of comments. First off, thank you for all the not the assholes. I was kinda scared that I was gonna get attacked. I think once I get home I'm gonna unblock my mom and ask if we can meet up. We haven't spoken since all this happened. Hoping we can meet up for lunch and we can talk. Also, I've been seeing a lot of comments where people think something way bigger happened. I can't remember anything else happening though. I'm gonna ask if and when we talk though. I'll keep you all posted. BTW, I'm in Cali and I don't get off work until 5 p.m. 5:30ish, so once I get off and get home I will talk to my mom. I've seen a lot of people wanting to update, so I'll try and get one to you all soon. Edit 2. Holy shit lol, I truly didn't expect this to go viral. I'm getting ready for work and just wow. So last night I unblocked my mom, messaged her and basically said, I wanna talk. I know that our last fight was really messy, but I wanna meet up for lunch and talk. And she responded. She said yes and we're meeting up today. My dad is also coming because I want an apology from him for what he called me. I truly can't even process the phone call that happened. I want to get answers as fast as possible because I've seen so many comments saying this wasn't over a phone. I have really bad memory and this was 15 years ago, but I remember most of it because that whole situation was very messy. I will definitely be updating you guys after the lunch. I've also seen people saying my parents might not like Disney because they are more liberal. I don't think that's the reason though. 15 years ago though was very different as well. I'll ask that when we meet up, but I don't see it as a real reason. I've also seen people saying it's very unreasonable to go no contact, very limited contact because of this, which I agree with. I think she was just saying that to scare me, which is still very gross. But we still went and she messaged me back, so I guess we will just see. My husband also might come with me because I don't know how my parents will react when I ask them my questions. They know we still went, so I'm not too scared, but I can't be sure. I'll update with how the lunch goes soon. Exclamation mark. Not the asshole, the only thing I can think of is this. 15 years ago, your parents committed a murder at Disneyland. It was the perfect crime until a piece of crucial evidence was left behind the cell phone. There was nothing your parents could do. They had to flee the scene. All they can do now is hope by never going back no one will put the pieces of the puzzle together. Now, though, there's you. The spitting image of your mother, a ghost. No one who saw you wouldn't remember your mother. After all these years, after the cell phone, it turned out there was one more loose end. You. Not the asshole. So Disney acknowledged that they had the phone and wouldn't return it? I could understand them wanting proof that it's yours, but that would be a call to the phone company. Or did he lose the phone and someone stole it? Not really Disney's fault. If they never want to go back, that's fine, but disowning you because a lost phone is beyond extreme. There must be more to this. So why wouldn't your parents just call the police on the hotel back then? Or some sort of hire manager? If it was that important, you'd think they'd have fought for it. Not the asshole. Your parents are toxic as fuck. They're pissed because your dad left his phone at the hotel and they didn't give it back? Okay, that's their problem, not yours. Enjoy the magic with your family and have a great time. You're taking your daughter to Disneyland and it sounds like your mom isn't a very nice person. Am I the asshole for not serving meat at my wedding? My fiancé, 26 female, and I, 26 female, are currently planning our wedding, and despite us being on a low budget, we somehow are managing to make this wedding work out smoothly. After searching for affordable catering, we found a catering company that would not only have us the option of having people served instead of a buffet style, not that that's bad, but it just wasn't what we wanted, but had a whole menu that was entirely vegetarian. I'm talking stuffed portobello mushrooms, stuffed peppers, lentils, scalloped potatoes, quinoa pilaf, bread pudding, and a whole lot of other tasty mains and sides. I am not vegetarian. I do eat fish on occasion, but my fiancé is completely vegetarian. We also have several people coming to our wedding from different cultural backgrounds, including my fiancé's Jewish father, our Jewish roommate, and Muslim friends of ours, all of whom have never eaten pork. We also have gluten-sensitive friends. And most of all, I don't want my fiancé of all people to have to question the food she is eating on her wedding day, when that's a problem she struggles with almost every time we go out to eat with friends and family, or go to family functions at other people's homes. She usually ends up eating chips and guac, or just sides of potatoes. She can't even eat the tortillas my family makes traditionally because it contains lard, and that's just how well I made them. I had been keeping my mom included in the planning for our wedding, so today I decided to show her the catering company that we had been thinking of. The first thing she asked was, "What about people who aren't veggie?" And in response I said, "People can't eat veggie for one meal?" And she just got quiet. I again tried to hype up the menu, stating, "Doesn't the menu look good though?" And mentioned everything stated above, and she, again, was silent for a good 10 seconds and said that one of the sides just looked good, and moved on. Sometimes it's hard for me to read my mom's emotions, since she's not very confrontational, and her mind wanders quite a bit, her words, not mine. So I wasn't sure if I pissed her off or not. There hasn't necessarily been any drama surrounding this, but there is already existing drama considering this is a wedding with 2 brides. And I'm afraid of this decision creating more drama for us to have to deal with. I thought I was being inclusive to everybody by not serving meat at my wedding, but now I'm second-guessing myself. Anybody friend I talk to is going to say what I want to hear. So I'm asking Reddit instead. Even better if you eat meat and find yourself in this situation. Would I be the asshole? Edit. I am truly not trying to claim my mother as the asshole. Nor did she say anything necessarily bad. She just asked a question. I merely was second-guessing my decision because she said something. I was worried it would become a bigger issue. Edit 2. There is a section on our website that provides people with the option of listing allergies they have so we can plan accordingly. Also, we plan to have the full menu listed on our website, which will also state that it is fully vegetarian. Not the asshole. No one has to eat meat at every meal. Also, your family is Oz for not making any effort to accommodate your fiancé at any family dinner. They are very judgmental about vegetarians. My husband is a vegetarian, and whenever we go to my parents, and there is meat, my mom also makes a few Impossible burgers or something for him, in addition to multiple vegetarian sides. No assholes here. Let the guests know in advance so no one can complain they weren't warned, and you'll be fine. Just don't be surprised if someone has a burger in the parking lot or a bit of jerky when no one else is looking. Not the asshole, but I'm side-eyeing you a bit for letting your friends and family constantly sideline your fiancé. That dynamic where there's never food for her is horrible. I would have had some big fights with my family, and refused to come if they weren't going to make some attempts at including my partner. As it happens, I'm the one with dietary restrictions, and his family is lovely about it, particularly his aunt who always hosts Christmas. Not the asshole. People can eat veggie for one meal. But I wouldn't project too much on your mom here. She was obviously trying to keep any criticism to herself, so let her. Not the asshole. Your wedding, your choice of what food to serve. Plus by making everything vegetarian you're making sure everyone can eat without a hassle. Your non-vegetarian guests won't die of protein deficiency from eating lentils and mushrooms for one meal. And if they don't want what's being served they can bring their own food. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend that he and his son are overreacting? I, 36F, have been with my boyfriend, David, 44M, for 2 years and we recently decided to take the next step and have me move in with him and his son, Ben, 13M. I've only been moved in for about 3 weeks now. This is the first real friction I've had with either of them. The issue is that Ben has a very sweet, shy dog, Zorro, 75 pounds GSD mix. And I have 2 cats, a youngish friendly orange named Ump and my old lady Calico, Daisy. Ump has decided he loves the dog and would like to be his BFF immediately and unfortunately, it turns out poor Zorro is terrified of the cats. We did do slow introductions at first but we took Zorro's avoidance of the initial cat room, doors, gates as disinterest so we thought it would be fine to let them mingle and then we saw what was really happening. Daisy seems pleased with Zorro's fear of her, to be honest. She doesn't go out of her way to bother him. She's 16 and uninterested but she certainly liked how fast he would get out of her way. You can see it in her lil sachet. But she ignores him otherwise. Sweet Ump tried to approach him twice with happy tail and head bumps and Zorro booked it out of the room in terror. We scaled back the introductions again and set up a tall gate on the landing to keep them all separated on different floors for now. In my mind, there's no problems here. Zorro is afraid. Yes, but neither Ump nor Daisy is being aggressive or antagonistic towards him. We just need to go more slowly and give him time to adjust to an entirely new type of creature and he'll be okay. In fact, I'm positive once he realizes Ump is soft, warm and safe, he'll want to cuddle too. But everything will be fine soon. No one needs to be punished or corrected here. No one did anything wrong. It's a just matter of patience. Ben is upset that Zorro is upset and David is upset that Ben is upset. They've worked each other up into a tizzy about how this isn't working. And finding a solution right now. Their solutions have included keeping Ump and Daisy locked in one room permanently so Zorro can't see them through the gate, training the cats to not go near, look at the dog via spraying, loud noises and rehoming Ump. Obviously none of these are acceptable to me and I have refused all of them, saying I'd rather move back out than punish my cats for existing. I'm definitely not giving away my cat for being too friendly. David got really upset when I said I'd move out and said it would be choosing my cats over him and his son which would be the end of our relationship. Which I don't want but I'm not going to appease such an over-the-top reaction and I'm disappointed in how he's handling this. Am I the asshole? Am I crazy? I feel like it's an extreme, ridiculous overreaction, from David. I expect the black and white thinking from Ben, to such a mild situation that I think will resolve itself very shortly but everyone I talk to in my life is like, well that's his kid's feelings, what do you expect? And I feel like I'm losing my mind here. Make sure your cats are microchipped and keep a close eye on them. I have seen so many go missing in these situations. They are usually driven and abandoned somewhere they don't know, or taken to a shelter or a friend that's in on it. Your cats aren't safe. It's been 3 weeks. That's no time at all. It took months with my cats. Not the asshole but you will be if you abandon them or put them at risk. Not the asshole. He accuses you for ending the relationship over your cats, when he is choosing to end it over a dog. Your method should work with time, but if they are not going to give it a chance, this is an indication of how your living there going forward will be. Hopefully, you can move back to your old place. I don't understand the why talk comments. She's doing everything she can to properly introduce and socialize new pets. If only options are locking them in a room or rehoming them then I'd leave too. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It's only been 3 weeks. They've got to give us more time. So he's allowed to choose the dog but you can't choose the cat. Wild. Sounds like a control issue not an animal issue.